Get to know Renae Williams, founder of CoCoBella Natural, a thriving hair care brand dedicated to hydrating thirsty curls. Renae Williams, welcome to the Chundria Show. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Doing well.
Yes, you are doing well. Let's dive on in and chat about you today. I know your brand, CoCoBella Naturals, focuses on hydrating hair care products for those thirsty curls. Tell me about the inspiration behind your brand.
So the brand itself, as it relates to the products, I just feel like with naturally textured hair, there's so much stigma about naturally textured hair, and everybody thinks that it's bad hair or good hair, and those are those arguments. But from the way I feel about natural hair, that it's special and it's unique. And so when things are special to you or they unique to you, you take better care of it. Just like with a name, like if you know someone's name, you interact with that person better because you know the name instead of just ma'am, sir. So that's how way I look at like with hair. If you have a good relationship with it, you'll take better care of it. And what I know about natural hair is that it requires a sufficient level of hydration to thrive. I don't subscribe to the number, letter, hair typing charts. I don't believe any of that. I just think that sometimes that's just causes more division between us. But if you love a thing or if you learn to love a thing, you'll take better care of it. And so my line is all about creating an easy way to love your hair and take care of your hair, understanding that water is hydration, water is moisture. Your hair needs moisture and hydration to thrive. And so my entire line focuses on how to get hydration into your hair so that it can thrive and grow.
I love that you said, because I want to talk about that today, about our relationships with our hair, and how that it determines how we take care of it, for one. And then for two, I like that you said let's do away with the division in the hair types. That really stuck out to me because I do agree that it creates division, and it also creates esteem issues, and it's all of that is unnecessary because your hair is personal to you. So I know you personally have overcome hair loss, and that's why I'm assuming you become an advocate for chemical-free hair products. Is that true?
That is absolutely true. For years, I had different ailments, and so sometimes with medical issues, it's like a puzzle. You might go to this physician for this, go to this physician for that, go to this physician for that, and they never talk to each other, so you never really get to the root of what's going on. You just got all of these symptoms. And so it finally got to a point to where I had gone to so many physicians. I was like really, really low energy. I had hair coming out and I couldn't understand why I was losing hair. I've always been a person, back in my relaxed days, to go to the hairdresser like every 2 weeks. I took good care of my hair, but I was still losing it. And so with the help of my physicians, we determined that most likely, because not only was I experiencing hair loss, I was experiencing upper respiratory problems. And we determined that the chemicals that I was using in the products to relax my hair was most likely causing that. I had really bad fibroids that led to me having to have a hysterectomy. And so I determined that for me, although the standard of beauty was supposed to be, long, straight hair, that for me, my health was more important. And so I decided to big chop to take care of my health and decide what to do with the rest of that stuff afterwards.
Walk me through, because you and I commend you on you've experienced so much, and then you turn this thing around. So it's like you go from taking care of your hair to taking care of everybody else's hair. What happened, between A and Z? How do we get there? Was that a process or a struggle or a challenge to
So
learn?
none of what it was is that initially when I big chopped, because I literally cut all of my hair off. And so that was a shock for me. When I looked into the mirror, I knew I was the same person, but I didn't look like the same person. So my ego, my self-esteem took a little blow, right? And so I was like, okay, I don't think I'm cute anymore. All those, you start to feed yourself that self-doubt, that negative. Did I make the right decision? And so I determined that if I was feeling that, there had to be a million other women who were feeling the same way. So women who had gone natural as a result of, just a choice because maybe it was trendy, they wanted cute hairstyles, or circumstances, medications that they took, illness that they may have, but it may have come to a shock to them because honestly, when you look at yourself in the mirror, especially when you take all of your hair off, your features are more pronounced, and so you look different, and you still have society in your head saying, girl, when you're gonna do something with your hair, kind of thing. And so I just felt like I needed some support. So it started off kind of like selfish. I need to find a tribe. I need to find someone to help me through this. And with that, looking for support myself, I developed a natural hair support group. And it became important to me because so many of us, our hair influences how we feel about ourselves. I would go to brunch with you, but girl, I haven't done anything to my hair yet. Or I would go, we make a lot of decisions based on what our hair is looking like. And so it's important to me for women to learn to love their hair, and by that way, through that channel, also learn to love themselves or re-love themselves. And so that's kind of how I got into oh, it's just not me. It was about me initially, but it turned into such something much larger than me.
I love how you prioritize the connection between self-love and hair care, and I don't know that enough of us are doing that, are making that connection. And so you wrote an entire ebook about it, Keep It Simple, Sis. The journey to healthy hair care and healthy self-esteem. You're connecting those dots for us. It seems like a really powerful guide to me. How does it empower women, particularly Black women, to embrace their natural hair and enhance the self-esteem? What's the self-esteem part that you highlight in that book?
The self-esteem part is the fact that societal norms says that natural hair is unruly, it's unkempt, it's unprofessional. And so women, they ingest that and they live that. And so even with situations where there might be a formal, a gala or a ball or something, women who are mostly comfortable wearing their natural hair will ultimately say, what should I do with my hair for this ball? Because they think that getting dressed up requires something different with your hair, like you've got to wear a wig or get a sew-in or whatever. Not that I'm opposed to wigs or sew-ins. I love the diversity of all the things that we can do with our hair, but it's important to understand that even if you have a ball gown on, you can still rock an afro. You can still, you can still have a twist out. You can have bantu knots, and you're just as beautiful with that ball gown in your fro as you would be with a, lace front or whatever. And so it's about switching the mindset, thinking that you can only be beautiful if you do this, instead of saying I can be beautiful even if I don't do that, or if I do this. There's a whole lot of choices. My beauty comes from within, and I don't allow society or others to dictate to me how I should feel about me.
Absolutely. Those societal pressures can be heavy on us, and I believe that we're making strides, because I do, we do see, even compared to 10 to 20 years ago, we do see more women, more Black women embracing their natural hair, which is great. We've had strides like the passing of the Crown Act, where it's unlawful for you to discriminate against me in the workplace because I'm wearing my hair naturally, or I'm wearing in a style that you deem historically to be unacceptable or unprofessional. I know we have a ways to go, but how do you feel about the progress we've made thus far in the hair care industry?
I agree. I agree that there has been a lot done, but I also agree that there's more to be done. Every so often, because you think that, natural hair has been, personally, I've been natural 12 years. This past June 16th is when I big chopped. And I've encountered a lot of women who have gone natural. But it's kind of like school. Like this class graduates and then a new class comes. So although you influenced or encouraged or inspired these women to appreciate who they are, there's a whole nother group coming that is brand new. Like they may have just decided or just saw someone that made them think that maybe I should go natural. So like I said, there is a lot has been done, but there's still more to do. And the fact that a law had to be passed to give us permission to wear what God gifted us with is wild to me. It's insane. And so there are other women that are coming up who are new to this. And so we'll start this class over. Maybe we'll graduate them in 2 years and then another class. So I think there's more to do.
You know what I appreciate about you is that you're a true champion for women's empowerment. From the hair from the root, to the mind. Like you care about the full body, the full woman. From the crown of her head to the soles of her feet. And I think that is so special for any Black woman, any woman that is watching that has struggled with their relationships with their hair, societal pressures, or even not so nice things that people might have said about their hair, because even a slick comment can be damaging to your self-esteem. What's, like you said, what's wrong with your hair, or where are you going like that, or when are you going to get your hair done? Like those comments can be so deep on us, and we don't always express that, but that can lead to a road of hurt, or even how you move with your hair, or decisions that you make with it. So my question for you is, what encouraging words you have for that woman that may be watching that may have those internal struggles with her hair?
So my advice is always, number one, God created you. And the way I understand God, he didn't make any mistakes. And I also think that hurt people. So you can judge and you can criticize from a place of not understanding. So those people who give those backhand compliments, because I've had them myself, they don't understand. They don't understand. And so you, as a person, as an individual, have to decide to take your power back, or not to allow someone else to tell you how to feel. It doesn't matter what they think. I always say that you have to walk in confidence even when you're not confident, because it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And so if you walk into the world, or you move into the world like you're confident, you'll get so used to practicing that eventually you'll become that. And what other people say eventually won't even matter. It'll be just background noise.
I love that. And that's such a wonderful and timely message for anyone that may be watching, that may be struggling with their relationships with their hair. Looking ahead, what's your aspirations for CoCoBella Natural?
So my goal is to continue to reach as many women as I can with the message. Although my tangible product is hair care products, my goal is, like you said, is to try to heal us from within out. We're walking around with a lot of relationship traumas. We're walking around with childhood traumas. We're walking around with having our ancestors say, don't go nowhere with your hair looking like that, or women, there's just so many pressures on us as a whole, not necessarily just our hair, but just everything. We're parenting everyone, kids, parents, husbands, boyfriends. We're doing so much, and we're not allowing ourselves the time to self-care, to take care of us. And if that's a 30-minute wash day where you're away from everybody else, then do that. So my goal is to continue to use CoCoBella Natural as a vessel to reach as many women as I can, because I know for a fact, like I said earlier, that our self-esteem is connected to our hair. And if we can build our self-esteem, if we can prove to ourselves, if we can learn how to love ourselves, and then we have something left to give other people. And so they don't get, because we're giving everything that we have and we have nothing left for us, nothing. And so you can't really necessarily pour from an empty cup. So you've got to fill yourself first. And that's what my brand is about. It's about your tangible product on teaching you how to get your hair hydrated so that it thrives, it looks pretty to your eyes. But the message is bigger than just the products, although it's a for-profit business. So yeah, I want to sell products. But again, my ultimate goal is just to reach into the hearts and the souls of these women and make them understand that they are worthy, they are valuable, they are important to this world. They need to take care of themselves. Otherwise, they can't take care of anybody else.
I love your messaging. I love the heart that you have behind your brand, and that matters. You're not just out here trying to collect some coins and sell some product, but you know, you are here to empower and inspire your clientele in the world at large. You know, you want to come over and buy some products, but you are gonna be inspired after you get done talking to me. I'm inspired after
Listen,
talking.
I tell people, I say this in a joking way, but I really mean it. Like if you hang around me long enough, you're going to be feeling good about yourself. Your self-esteem is going to be through the roof, because you know how sometimes they say, who you hang around, you become.
Mm-hmm.
So my aim is to have you leave me in a better place emotionally than you were when you came into my space. That's my goal. One person at a time, one curl at a time. I
That's
want you to
right.
leave here feeling better about yourself than you did when we sat down and had the first conversation.
That's right. Now, before we go, I have a few lightning round questions for you. Are you
Oh
ready?
no, not this.
Number one, what's your go-to morning routine to kick off a productive day?
In the mornings, I wake up probably about 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes prior to me getting my day started. I use that time to sit in my bed to just compose myself and my thoughts, to prepare myself for the day. I don't like to sleep in, because when I get on my feet, I want to be ready. Sometimes if you sleep in, you get up, you're rushing, and your whole day is rush, rush, rush. I want to take my time. I want to move through the world in a peaceful way. So about 30, 35 minutes, I sit in my bed. I might read something. I might pray. I just might meditate, but I just allow myself to just be until I get out to conquer the world.
Love that. Now, outside of your day-to-day operations, seems like you live a pretty busy life. Do you have any hobbies or activities you like to do for fun?
So I am a member of several women's organizations, Top Ladies of Distinction, and the Natural Coalition of 100 Black Women. And so both of these organizations, we advocate on behalf of young Black women and girls in the areas of empowerment, education. So I do a lot of stuff, a lot of community based stuff with those organizations, but also my fun time. I mean, that's fun because that's a passion of mine too. Again, my whole existence is about advocating for women, taking care of women, loving on women, you know. But then I have a grandson, and so I spend a lot of time with him. He likes to go to the grocery store with me. We play speed racer cars and dinosaurs. No, that's what fills my heart.
You're a grandmama. What's your
I
nickname?
am top
Grandma?
Mima. Mima.
Mima. Oh. So how old is your grandson?
He's 4. He just turned 4.
Oh, good age.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, I love that. Do you have a hidden talent or skill that might surprise people?
Hidden, well, not anything. I'm definitely not athletic. Well, I used to be athletic, but I'm not creative in the sense that I can like paint or draw, whatever. I can put some outfits together. I can decorate a house or whatever. But I think the talent, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's hidden, but I think that my goal on this earth was to reach people. And so that is something that comes naturally to me. And sometimes people don't know. They was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that you were that empathetic. I mean, you give such great advice. And sometimes it just comes. So I guess that.
All right, last one. What's your favorite music genre? Or do you have a favorite song that always puts you in a good mood?
So I like all kinds of music. The only type of music I don't like is like that screeching. That what I don't know what genre that is, but like my favorite song in the whole wide world out of all the songs that's ever been made is I believe the children are our future. My very favorite song in the entire out of all the songs that were ever made. That's my favorite.
All right, that's a classic. We love it. Well, Renae Williams, I want to thank you for being my special guest on the Chundria Show. It has been a blast. What's the best way to connect with you online and check out your line of products?
So you can find me on my website at CoCoBellaNatural.com. That's CoCoBella Natural, and on all my social media platforms, I'm at CoCoBella62 everywhere, even TikTok.
Even TikTok. Wonderful. Well, Renae, you enjoy the rest of your day.